Nnamdi Kanu release. Supreme Court finally opens up on final judgment. See what happens that surprised everyone. Welcome back to Prospect Channel TV. Thank you for coming out here. If you're just joining us, please kindly subscribe to this channel and don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Thank you. The Supreme Court of Nigeria has announced that it delivered its judgment on December 15th in the appeals filed by the federal government and Nnamdi Kanu, the detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB. This pivotal decision comes after both parties made their final submissions before a 5-member panel of the appeals court led by Justice Kudirat K. Kerry Income. At the heart of the legal battle is the contentious issue of Nnamdi Kanu's arrest, detention, and the charges against him. The federal government is seeking to overturn an earlier judgment by the Court of Appeal, which had quashed an treasonable felony charge against Nnamdi Kanu and ordered his release. The Court of Appeal's ruling was grounded in the argument that Kanu had been unlawfully brought back to Nigeria after he had jumped bail. On the other side, Nnamdi Kanu is arguing the Supreme Court to uphold the judgment of the Court of Appeal and confirm his discharge and acquittal. This case has been closely watched by both supporters and critics of Kanu, as it has significant implications for the ongoing debate surrounding his legal status and the broader issues of self-determination and successionism in Nigeria. In his final submission, the lawyer representing the federal government, Tijani Ghazali San, called upon the appeals court to allow the appeal, set aside the judgment of the court below, and affirm the judgment of the trial court, the Federal High Court, to the effect that the respondent should stand trial in respect of the charge, which the court below quashed. This request underscores the government's determination to pursue the case against Nnamdi Kanu and hold him accountable for the charge brought against him. Conversely, Nnamdi Kanu's legal counsel, Chief Mike Uzeko-Mensah, is advocating for the court to uphold the Court of Appeal's judgment and maintain Kanu's release and discharge. This presents a stark contrast in legal arguments, with each side firmly holding their position. The upcoming judgment by the Supreme Court is highly anticipated and carries immense significance for various stakeholders. It will not only determine Nnamdi Kanu's legal fate, but we also have broader implications for the rule of law, due processes, and the contentious issue of specialism in Nigeria. Please pardon me. The decision could set a precedent for how similar cases are handled in the future and may shape the upcoming discourse on self-determination within the country. As the nation awaits the Supreme Court's judgment on September 15th, it remains a pivotal moment in the legal journey of Nnamdi Kanu and a case that will continue to be closely monitored by both domestic and international observers. The outcome will undoubtedly have a profound impact on the political and legal landscape of Nigeria. In another news line, the People's Democratic Party's candidate for President, Atiku Abubakar, has said that he will respect the decision of the Supreme Court, in the ongoing legal challenge to invalidate the election of President Bola Tinubu. Atiku made this statement at a media briefing in Abuja on Thursday. He said that the legal dispute at Chicago State University in Eleanors exposed that Mr. Tinubu submitted a fake certificate and he would only abandon the legal battle if the Supreme Court ruled against him. I will only cease the struggle upon the court's decision if the court validates my claim that is acceptable. If the court favors him, that is Tinubu, that marks the conclusion of our dispute, as we are currently at the highest court, the Supreme Court article elaborated. He clarified that the effort against Mr. Tinubu aims to ensure compliance with constitutional mandate regarding minimum qualifications for elected positions. The Constitution outlines for those aspiring to the nation's top elective office, the process of verifying candidate certificates should not drag on for months or even decades. He emphasized highlighting the necessity for relevant institutions to promptly establish the authenticity of candidates' credentials. We embarked on this endeavor with significant sacrifice and for crucial reasons, upholding the fundamental principles of legitimate governance in our nation's imperative and our country's reputation hangs in the balance. This concerns every Nigerian, regardless of their location, he stressed. Atiku has sought the documentation to support his claim of the Chicago State University certificate forgery against Mr. Tinubu, as reported by Prime Times. A U.S. court issued an order on Saturday mandating the university to disclose the records within 48 hours. On Monday, the university flourished Atiku's legal team with paperwork related to Mr. Tinubu's educational history at the institution, as well as reiterated certificates issued to other individuals around the time the Nigerian president completed his studies in 1979. So guys, let's hear from you. What's your take on this? Kindly share your thoughts below the comment section. Please do not forget to subscribe to this channel if you have not. Thank you.